sometimes she'll just start crying for nothing. And I ask her, what's the matter? What's the matter? And she could never tell me, you know. So that bothers me a lot.
She didn't have interest in things like she used to. Conversations on the phone were short. Her patience ran short.
She's sad a lot more. You know, she's not. She used to be happy a lot.
And it seems like it's getting worse. And I pray that she would turn and get better.
Like I can hear it in her voice. I know when she's closer to who she used to be, or when she's, you know.
I don't want like this new who she is now to take over the memories that I've had of her, and I feel like that's what's happening.
The truth is that I miss her. I don't know if I could do this.
I was gonna tell you about my childhood as a kid. Well, I grew up with my grandparents, so I was the only child in the house. And most of the time I was lonely, so I would be creating things. I would make different things and to play with.
She was always a very friendly person. To my memory, she was always really sweet, and she was super talkative. Like, my grandma loved to talk, loved to share memories about like what her life was like when she lived in North Carolina.
Tell them about Littleton.
Okay. Littleton was a little town close to the Virginia state line. So it's a very small town. Everybody knew everybody. I was bored there all the time. It was nothing to do. Do the homework, go to church, go home. That's it. And of course, it was a segregated area. It was controlled by Caucasian people. I hated the idea of being segregated, but I knew there was nothing that I could do about it. So that made me even more anxious to leave.
It must have taken a lot to say, you know, at a very young age that experiencing all the racism and things that they experienced in the South, wanting a better life for her family, not wanting us to experience that life at all, because it must have been very difficult. So to pack and leave and go to a foreign, you know, state, it's foreign in terms of them never having been there before, and going on faith that they're going to make it work is incredible.
So it was kind of rough, and I said, I don't want my children raised in Littleton. I want to go to another city.
We got married March the 18th, 1960. And I already had bought my tickets to New York a week in advance.
And we hid our clothes in the suitcase.
No, I had my clothes in the suitcase already. I didn't let my step-parents know it. They didn't even know it. And I didn't even know that I was leaving. So when I got married to your grandmother, I took her by the house. First thing my stepmother said, you ain't staying here. And I said, I don't plan to stay here. I'm going to New York. What?
That was very special to me, the day that we got married, and it was very special to him. We went to Virginia across the state line because they wouldn't give us a license in North Carolina. We were too young. People find it very hard to stay married because they don't want to put the work in. Marriage is work. Marriage and love is work. And we work together. It's love, it's trust, and it's respect for each other.
When you get married, you're supposed to be together forever. It's not a part-time love. It's a full-time love.
Being 17, 18 years old, motherhood was very challenging, but it was rewarding too. I loved my children, watch my children play and grow and learn things.
I just remember my mom being my mom and doing a damn good job at being it, you know. We didn't have a whole lot, but then we had a whole lot. You know what I'm saying? Because I had parents.
Mom was supportive. She was a little more feisty than she's been lately, but she provided guidance and leadership, and kept us. We grew up in a harsh environment. We didn't realize it at the time. It was a harsh environment because we were insulated with family.
I love all of my children that I had and the ones that came to call me Grandma. Family means everything to me.
When she got diagnosed, or before she got diagnosed, when there was like an inkling in the air that she could possibly have dementia, I started to come over here a lot more. And I feel like the role I have taken on is like just being a second voice for her, because people don't really listen. And that's really frustrating.
She'd always kind of forget things, but it wasn't like we didn't interpret it as being an illness. It just was kind of like the normal. You misplace your keys, you can't find your phone,
She had a couple of friends that she used to roll with, and they passed away. So at the beginning, I was thinking that maybe she was just in, mourning about her friends. But, maybe there was a lot more going on, that I didn't really know about.
Well, right now her diagnosis is
She would tell me, like, people don't let me do anything on my own anymore, and I could just sense that she feels that other people baby her, and she doesn't want that.
And we didn't know how to help her. We didn't know what to do. We didn't know whether it's something that's reversible. We didn't know whether we were helping or hurting her by the way we were acting as a family. We're just learning as we go.
I can't make her do what she doesn't want to do, but, deep down inside, I was really angry with my mother because she was like an old lady now.
Her being indoors all the time is not good. Her diet isn't good. All these habits that she has led to this.
it seems that the medication she's taking is not helping. But I hope it'll start working soon.
The quality of your life depends upon how you take care of yourself. And I want it more for her.
It's a little bit rough because I'm always expecting the old mom, and it's the new mom, and it's a little bit different. We're all trying to deal with it.
I like the happy feelings. Whatever I'm doing, I want it to bring joy to myself and to other people.
I want to give my grandmother back her life.
I said that I think that Mom could use a couple of days of some, interacting with some support groups, interacting with other, other people that may be experiencing some of the same things that she's experiencing.
I guess my hope is that it lags and goes slow and doesn't progress.
Obviously, I can wish that her dementia will progress super slow, but that doesn't really give me my grandmother back.
It just may be that this is what it is. So we don't really know, and because we don't know, I'm hoping that it just takes its time.
And then he need to be, or maybe we could all go to, to where the family could get help and understand how to deal with the family member who was affected.
That's the actual hope that I have, is that she is living out her life the way she dreamed of.
Do the best we can. That's all we could do. You do what you can when you can. You do the best you can.
Everything worked out fine, So here we are today. Totally different. And we're still together today. This was the love of my life. And she's still the love of my life.
You're the love of my life.
And you'll be the love of my life until death do us part.
Amen.
Amen.
I like that amen ending. That's real cool.